I'd like to show you the most amazing card trick in the entire world. It's the amazing deck of cards and chicken bucket illusion. It's the pinnacle of the art of sleight of hand. Oh yeah, here's the chicken bucket. It's a real chicken bucket with a real chicken. Actually, this is Gus, the stunt chicken, and I've trained him to do some amazing stunts. Check it out. Gus, sit. Yeah, Gus can also do a little song and dance for you too. Watch. La 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 la. Let's face it, you don't know whether to laugh or cry for that, do you? I will now hypnotize Gus, placing him in a deep hypnotic trance. Sleep, sleep, sleep. And now when I snap my fingers, Gus will awaken. Wake up. Wake up, Gus. Wake up, man. Hey, don't do this. No, come back to me, man. Don't go to the light. Come back, Gus. Come back. Come back, man. Come. It's just a little bit too strange for some of you folks, isn't it? Okay, we'll put Gus away. This is a card trick, and being that you're the audience and I'm the magician, I'll have all of you select a card, and we'll do it by the process of elimination. I will dribble the cards, and as I'm dribbling, just say the word stop out loud. And I really mean this. I want you to say stop out loud. Here we go. Stop. Oh, perfect. Yes, great. Memorize that card. Lock your brain on that card. Remember as many details as you possibly can about that card. And now the magic will begin. First, oh yes, the Russian shuffle, fancy fans, and now the most beautiful illusion you'll ever see. I'm going to drop these cards inside this chicken bucket. I'll then wave my magic wand over the chicken bucket, and the card that you've selected will then beautifully and magically float out of the bucket, and I will catch it on the tip of my magic wand. This is so beautiful that some of you will laugh, some of you will cry, some of you as small children will be tempted to throw them up high into the air in jubilation. I don't recommend you do that, but you could. The last of the cards go inside the chicken bucket. And now, the magic wand. I'll use Gus. I need you, buddy. Yeah, stiffen up, would you? Cool. I wave the chicken over the bucket. The card magically and beautifully flies up. We seem to have a problem. There seems to be a light. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. And the, whoa! And is that your card? I'd like to show you how to set up the chicken. What you want to do is you want to have the chicken and your cards already set in place. You have that all figured out already. When you're going to set the card inside the clip, you want to pull the elastic straight out from his beak. You don't want to pull it back this way because you will destroy your elastic way too quick. And if you do it this way, your elastic will last a long time. Grabbing the card, not even by the card, but by the piece of wood, pull the card as far out till you feel good tension, and then just bring it straight back and load it into the clip. Now you might have to play around with a little bit there, move it around so that the card, when seen from the back side this way, the card is invisible completely. And there's the card loaded up inside the clip. When you set the card on the table, chicken on the table, the card's completely hidden. Nobody ever sees it. To release the card, simply push the button here on the clip. Check it out. Might have to give it a little bit of a shake to lock it in place, and you're set to go. One more time. Pull out, bring back, clip. Push the button, it's released. The chicken.
The eruption card fountain is unlike any other card fountain you've ever seen. What makes it different is two major modifications. One, we've pitched the sides of the card holder 15 degrees on each side. Combining that with the cards shuffled together and tipped out to match the sides, when the motor hits, it hits every other card, shooting them left and right, up high and spinning, some to the center. The other change we made is the wheel. We simply eliminated the spring, which caused tension against the cards. Once you've added friction to the motor, it actually slows the speed of the motor down from the get-go, never giving it a chance to ramp up. In this case, we've eliminated that, and the wheel just rests up against the edge of the bucket, and you can tip it back and forth, letting the wheel build up speed and torque, and then smack it into the cards, shooting them upwards of 20 feet or higher, depending on how much torque you get. You can either let it all run, all in one shot, getting about 6 to 8 feet, or you can simply rock the bucket back and forth, letting the wheel speed up and tap the cards out. Now shoot up bursts of cards at maximum height. So rather simple in design, but absolutely effective. Now for the cards, you just simply Pharaoh shuffle them together, or you can manually shuffle them. You want to get them basically into this shape, which kind of matches the Hewlett. Now just loosely drop them in there, and they'll find their way in. Some can kind of be pointing left or right. In this case, they're perfectly aligned, but they can be random. You can put some straight in the middle, whatever you choose. But it's set to go. So at that point, all you have to do is reach underneath the bucket and press this button, and then once the wheel touches, it'll launch all the cards. Now, of course, in this case, I've not put the battery in yet, which we'll get to that. So once again, there's not much to operate in it besides controlling the bucket and swinging it, just pivoting your wrist like so for the cards to shoot out. Or you can just lean it forward and let them all shoot out at one time. I prefer the rocking method, getting spurts going. Now this will also handle almost 100 cards, nearly 2 decks of cards, but you don't want to pack them in super tight. You still want to be fairly loose in there and make sure that the cards are freed up from each other just a little bit. Other than that, very simple to use and enjoy. Okay, we're going to cover the feather or anything launcher. This is a very simple but effective mechanism. It's kind of a precursor to the cards coming out, so you can add in whatever gag you want. A phony egg shoots out, a wad of feathers. If you do a wad of feathers in your face, it's important to take like a little small lightweight wadded paper ball and glue some feathers around it. And then you'll place that in first after you've loaded this. You'll place that in first and feathers on top. That way the little weighted ball gives some momentum to push the feathers out. Other than that, to set this, it's incredibly simple. There's a little sliding pin you'll see here. Lever with the pin that you'll see shows up on the inside when you look down. Push this all the way forward, push this down until it's all the way to the back, and pull this forward. You'll have to reach in under the bucket to pull it forward. Obviously, this is out of the bucket. Some cases you can actually just take the bucket and shake it. These are pretty loose pins, so you just shake it and the pin will drop into position. Let go and it's set. Drop your load in this case it's just a party popper, and then you just push on this button right here and it shoots it out. The bucket itself, there's not much to this. It's a modified plastic bucket, and the entire unit is screwed in from the bottom to keep it in place. If you have any cards or anything that end up falling inside the bucket, you can just turn it upside down. There's nothing that's going to fall out of this thing. There's vinyl graphics on the bucket itself. They have some pointy, sharp edges, so you don't want to use anything coarse to clean up your bucket. You might peel the graphics off. So just a soft, wet, or not wet, but a very lightly damp cloth to clean the bucket, some Windex, whatever, that'll be fine. As you'll see beneath, there's holes. Those are the access holes to the buttons. Your thumb is in there to push the button to launch the feather launcher. And below here is the button to, the hole to reach the button to access the button of the card fountain. So there you go. Not much to it.
Enjoy.
Fuck.